What's up, YouTube? It's your boy WeirdsCast77 coming at you with the post-Abyss Rising deck profile. And I know it's been a minute, and it's been a long time coming since I said I was going to put this up. But I was kind of waiting until the November 18th regional to test the deck to see how it did in the regional. I dropped out the 5 rounds. I kind of scrubbed out, or let's not say scrubbed out. Luck just not was on my side that day, and I'll tell you why. And once you hear, you'll agree with me, hopefully, YouTube. But first and foremost, let's get this out of the way. Lord Solar Prime and Chris Dreyer, 2 members of the Yu-Nique Alliance, 2 very good friends of mine. They both topped the regionals. That Sunday was just their day. Lord Solar got 9th place, just shy away from top 8. And Chris Dreyer, which I'm actually really proud of Chris Dreyer, he got 15th place. He just went there. He lost the first 2, I believe, and then he just took off like a rocket and got 15th place. It was 250 or almost 250 people. And I'm really proud of my 2 teammates. So shouts out to Lord Solar Prime and Chris Dreyer, the Mentalist. All right, folks, without further ado, let's jump right into the deck profile. We got, of course, the bread and butter of the deck, 3 High Priestesses of Prophecy, 3 Spellbook Magicians, 2 Breaker the Magical Warrior, new addition, 2 Justice of Prophecy, not High Justice, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Trigodia, 1 Temperance, and 1 Stoic. Now on to the spells, we got 3 Spellbook of Secrets, yet again 3 Spellbook of Wisdom, 2 good not to run at 3 in my opinion, 2 Clutch, 2 Spellbook of Life, 2 Spellbook of Power, it's so good almost makes you want to run 3, almost, 1 Grand Spellbook Tower, 1 Spellbook of Fate, 1 Spellbook of Eternity, and some testing done with Spellbook Starhall. Alright. And for the non-Spellbook spells, we got 2 1-to-1, which I was testing out for regionals. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Heavy Storm. And for the traps, we got 2 Torrential Tribute, 2 Mirror Force, 2 of the Solemn Brigade, 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device, and ended that off with a Gorge token. The side deck, I decided to side 2 Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, 2 Puppet Plant for the Mirror Match and Heroes and, Dolce and whatever else, 2 Maxi for everybody, 1 Cyber, 1 Breaker, 3 Dimensional Fissures, yep, 2 Rivalry of the Warlords, and 2 Needle Sealing. Alright, for the extra, we got Scrap Diggity, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Arcanite Magician, 1 Catastor, 1 Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, 1 Hierophant of Prophecy, 1 number 11 Big Eye, 1 number 39 Utopia, Steel Sworn Roach, Maestroke the Symphony of Zen, number 30 Acid Golem of Destruction, which is a pain in the ass to write on a deck list sheet. God. 1 Leviathan the Sea Dragon, 1 Tempo, the Percussion Djinn, 1 Gucci, 1 Wind-Up Zen Mains. Alright, now, let's talk about my regionals. Luck, guys, I don't know what was going on with my luck that day, but it just was not feeling me. Round 1, I faced Wind-Ups. Now, this kid, he may not have been the best duelist, and he may not have made the best decisions, but he knew the Wind-Up combos and how to do all the wind-up loops and whatever they need to do to fill the field with exceeds. He won a dice roll, which I did not win a single dice roll that day. He won a dice roll. He went first. He set up a field of Stroke, Tyrus, and Wind-Up Carrier and 2 back row, which of course I opened up with Dark Hole, which I couldn't get rid of 2 of his monsters. But he had 2 back rows, so I couldn't just blindly summon and attack without a Spellbook of Wisdom, because I needed to get rid of that carrier, or else he was just going to put more stuff in my face next turn and kill me. So I played Heavy Storm. He played Starlight Road. It's like, oh my God. But it's all right. I lost that one, but I came out of that one. I won game 2 and game 3 pretty decisively. I started game 2 and I just put High Priestess with Grand Spellbook Tower, set 3 back row, had a Veiler in my hand, and he couldn't break through it. I know I was risking a Heavy Storm by setting that 3 back row, But I was actually inviting him. Like, I didn't really care. I mean, I wanted him to do it. So, game 3 was kind of back and forth, but I ended up coming out of that, you know, once I started rolling, he couldn't touch me after that. So I won game 1 against windups. So game 2, we sit down, I lose a dice roll yet again, but then we get deck checked. Oh yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, crap, did I do something wrong? Did I list something on the list twice or something like that? And it wasn't me, it was my opponent. He had an extra card in the back of his deck box, so he got a game loss. So of course he gets to go first, and again, he won a dice roll, so it didn't matter. But he went bananas on me, like he was determined to win 2 straight because he lost, you know, he had that game loss because of the deck list check. He went bananas. And when I say went bananas, like he put Tyrius, he put Maestro, he put Carry, he put Zenmaines, he put Levy. He put so much stuff in my face before I even got a chance to draw my 6th card. It was funny. Like, I couldn't believe it. But, yeah, he was pretty skilled wind-up player, like, to say the least. But, you know, he got that one. Game 3, I was like, I'm not doing this. I put High Priestess, set 2 back row, put Grand Tower out there, had 2 Veilers in my hand. Veiler was loving me that day. 2 Veilers in my hand. All right, and I stopped him cold turkey, and like I just took decisive control of that duel. Like he just couldn't do anything, so I won that one. I would have been interested to see if we had to play 3 matches to see who would have won that one because he was a really good player, and I hated to see him lose to a game loss to a deck list check. But you know, I guess them to break sometimes. And then game 3 was my most interesting game of the day. Game 3 was Madoche. Now, I actually had complete control of this entire duel the entire time, except for game 3. He drew every side deck card he could ever have hoped to side deck. He side decked 7 cards. He drew all 7 of them. He pulled both prohibitions, and he prohibitions my High Priestess and my Spellbook of Secrets. Okay. He pulls both Imperial Iron Walls, and then he pulls both Phoenix Chains, and I don't remember what the 7th card he sided was. I have to think on that. But he told me he pulled all 7 side deck cards, which I was dumbfounded. Like, he completely locked me out of everything. Like, I was looking for breaker. I sided in my 3rd breaker. I did not see him. Like, I could not get to my breaker. Well, it's fine. You know, that kept him from playing his Madote Chateau a few turns because he thought that if he played the Madote Chateau, it would destroy Granblue Spell Tower by my opponent's card effect, but it's just a game mechanic, you know. And I told him after the match, he was like, "Oh man, I had Madote Chateau in my hand, but I was scared to play it because you had 7 or 8 spellbooks in your graveyard before I got the prohibition." And I was like, you know, it's not destroyed that way. It's destroyed by a game mechanic. So I let him in on a little secret, just so he doesn't kind of, you know, kill himself in the future by that, which is cool. But yeah, game 3 was all his. Like, he had complete control. So, at this point, I'm like, okay, all right, you know, shake it off. We'll get him next time. And I just, you know, walked around, checked on my teammates. You know, Lord Lunar was actually undefeated at the time, so I was hoping that he would be able to top. You know, but you know, we'll get to that later. All right, so round 4. Let me think about who I faced round 4. Round 4, I think I faced Chaos Agents. That's what it was. I faced Chaos Agents. All right, so Chaos Agents, they put Hyperion in my face. They put, he had Dark Arm Dragon in there, like Chaos Sorcerer. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. You know, I ended up winning game 2, but he beat the brakes off of me game 1 and game 3. Like, my hand, game 3 was 2 High Priestess, 1 Spellbook of Wisdom, 1 Breaker, 1 Temperance, and freaking Stoical Prophecy. Like I just drew one of the worst combinations of cards that I could have drawn in the history of this deck. It was just horrible. So I ended up losing that one pretty hardcore. All right, so I was like, all right, 2 losses. I can check that off. Round 5, Chaos Dragons. I was like, oh, I got Chaos Dragons. You know, I can side deck the Dimensional Fissures. I even put the Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer in there, you know, for him and the Mermeals. You know, I'm cool. I don't know what was up with game 1, but he just had every answer in the world. Like, I had 2 back row, High Priestess, and Spellbook Grand Tower on the field. All right, he didn't really read Spellbook. He kind of picked it up. You know how your opponent picks up your card and just kind of pretends to read it, but then, you know they're not really reading it. Yeah, he did that number. He put it back down. He destroyed it. I got stoic. He ended up summoning Light Pulsar. He had the Red Eyes Darkness Metal in the graveyard that he milled. Oh, first let me tell you about these mills. He put Card Trooper out there. He wins the dice roll. Again, he puts Card Trooper out there. Mills. He mills 2 lights and a dark. Okay. One of those darks was Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Cool. Okay, so I get rid of the Card Trooper because I don't want him to continue to mill. I'd rather him draw a card than continue to mill with that deck. Then he puts out Lila. Okay. Picks up my Grand Book Spell Tower, pretends to read it. Destroys the Grand Book Spell Tower. I had Warning and Trench of Tribute set. And I was like, don't warning this because he has 6 cards in his hand. I was like, no, I'll save it. He breaks Grand Book Spell Tower. I get stoic. He's like, what are you doing? It's like, Grand Book Spell Tower's effect. You just read it. And he sits there and he reads it for like 3 minutes. So like, okay, whatever. So he mills 2 darks and a light. Get out of here. All right, whatever. So next turn, I'm trying to decisively take him out. But he has 6 cards in his hand. I'm pretty sure he has Gores. But I got the warning. Okay, so I attack High Priestess. And I attack Earth Breaker. All right, direct, because I use High Priestess effect. And I had the warning just in case he had Gores. He didn't. So I was like, okay, cool. And his next turn just was bananas. He drew to 7 cards. And he put Pulsar out there. A warning. He put Tour Guide out there. I waited till he got his target, which he got Singing. I Torrential. He got Veiler, which, I didn't really care about that too much. And then he proceeds to drop Black Luster, Dark Arm, another Pulsar, Dark Flare. And, like, I was just baffled. Like, I was completely baffled of how he drew that hand. But anyway, game 3, same exact scenario. I went first, though. I put Kaiku out there. He gets rid of my Kaiku with a Pulsar that he, pitches the light in the dark for. Well, actually, no, he mills with, what did he mill with? He milled with Card Trooper again, but he didn't attack because I had a back row. He was scared of Dimensional Vision. So I was like, okay, cool. Then I hit him. He draws a card. I take out one of his lights and his darks. He milled 2 light Pulsars and Red Eyes Darkness Metal. So I got rid of Red Eyes Darkness Metal. So he pitches a light in the dark, bring light Pulsar back next turn. Of course he hits me with it. Okay, cool, boom. Then his next turn, he mills with Raikou, destroying one of my back rows. And he just proceeds to go off on me. Like, I just could not draw efficiently enough to stop any of my opponents that day. So it's all right, though. As far as some card choices, let's see here. The 2 Wonder Wands. Did not see these cards all day. They got sided out every game 2. And depending on what I was playing or how they sided, I may have sided them back in game 3, but I never drew that card. All right, the Justice. I love Justice, but sometimes I wish I had Temperance. When I had Temperance, sometimes I wish I had Justice. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. I love Justice to death. And she's 16, she becomes 26 with power. I can use her effect. I don't lose any advantage. Actually, +1 off of Justice, which is nice. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. I might have to do some testing with Justice and Temperance at some flex numbers here. All right, and the Grand Spellbook Tower. Really, a lot of people probably catch a lot of hell for only running 1, but I saw it every single match, and when I got rid of it, I had that because I was usually able to get her out on the field, but they usually took care of her real quick. So, I didn't miss having 2 Grand Book Spell Towers, although I would probably play 2. Spellbook of Fate. Love this card. This card is wonderful. Like, if you could tech one in, if you got room to tech one in, do it, because this card has, wow, this card was incredible. That entire tournament. I was very proud of Grandpa Spellbook Magician here. All right, the traps. I feel like I ran a good number of traps just to get rid of Thunder King, keep him off my, my buttocks. Other than that, even though I kind of, luck wasn't on my side and I kind of scrubbed out that day, I was still actually very proud of how I built this deck. I was proud of my extra deck choices. I was proud of my solid deck choices. Just luck just didn't want to have me that day. Now, I will be making some changes to the deck, and I will be posting another deck profile. I just wanted to bring you guys what I ran at that regionals and how I did. Sorry for the length of this video. Sorry about my rambling and my boo-hooing about luck not being on my side and my tee-heeing about, scrubbing out. But, it happens. I'll get them next time. I already got my Nats invite. I was just trying to get the top 8, and that's my goal, guys. So hopefully one day I can take this deck to a top 8 table and, tell Lord Solar Prime to suck on that. This is WizCat77, the Yu-Nique Alliance. Once again, shout out to my 2 teammates, Lord Solar Prime and Chris Dreyer. You guys, did wonderful at that event. Even Lord Luna, you did wonderful too, man. Even though you didn't top, you got 35th place. I'm proud of you too. We got to get Lord Drago in this mix. So next time YouTube, it'll be the entire Yu-Nique Alliance. Peace out.